Welcome to this special show for BBAD TV and the Mercury Sport Network. As you can see, I'm joined here by the real deal himself, the BBAD BKB British Heavyweight Champion, Michael the Real Deal Ferry. As everybody will have heard, on the 12th of September at Colwick Home in Nottingham, in the good old country of England, everybody who's got any kind of interest about BKB, they'll all be descending on Nottingham for what's known around the world to many as Battle Royale. Michael the Real Deal, he was meant to fight even Tim Hague for the Commonwealth title. That wasn't until last night with the shock Facebook status that saw Tim Hague pull out of the fight. So, tonight's special show, again brought to you by BBAD TV and the Mercury Sport Network. We'll be taking questions sent in by fight fans from all over the world that have been coming in over the last few weeks, and a flurry of them coming today, when we'll find out that Michael's being matched up for somebody else. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Real Deal. How are you doing, mate? You alright? How are you feeling? Bit of shock news last night?
Shocked, I can't believe he's pulled out, like.
Yeah. It's, I was quite amazed at the way it was done as well, that it was on a Facebook status.
Gutted, well, he showed his setup really, because he's built his setup, he's been doing loads of videos, he's going to do this and that. Yeah. And he's embarrassed himself. Well, his fans. I think he's embarrassed his nation, to be honest. But I know you've been training sort of really hard for this fight, and you're in great shape. It must be really frustrating, this Canadian buffoon bottling out. Gutted, I've wanted to do him. Yeah.
Literally. Everybody that's on Facebook, whether they follow the fight game or they don't, they'll know about all the trash talking, as he will put it, and the amount of disrespect he's being given, not just to you, but to anybody even involved with BBAD and people's families. Is there anything you'd like to say to him now he's shown his true colours? Well,
he's embarrassed himself. He's just showed that them Canadians, Americans are disrespectful. They're not like us. But what can I say?
Do you think the melon frightened him?
He's frightened.
Right then, enough of that Canadian idiot. There's no point dwelling on him. It's been announced today that BBAD have been working pretty much all night, for me up half the night as well, to find your replacement. Can you tell me who that is?
It's an American called Corey Williams. Yep.
Do you know much about Corey?
Not really. I know his name because a couple of months ago someone rang us and says, "Oh, he's disrespecting you, or saying I'm a crap fighter, I'm no good." Yeah. So we'll see. Brave
man. I hope you're not going to get annoyed with me here, but I've pulled off an interview. It was done by Andy Juby with Corey Williams. I've just pulled off a quote to see what you think of it. He was asked a question of who would he like to fight in a transatlantic fight, and his reply was, "I want to fight Ferry. I would retire for good if he beat me. I'd give him only 90 seconds. I've beaten 24 guys just like him, and Justin Reid are mirrors of one in each other. They would be a really good measure of him. No disrespect to Michael, he's accomplished a lot, but even at the end of my career, I don't see that he could survive me. I truly believe I'm the man in BKB to beat right now."
See what I mean? On a different planet than Americans. Yeah. We'll see on the 12th.
I think that's what a lot of people like about you, Michael. You don't sort of spout all this back, you know, you do your training and go on, and I don't know if you know, but people are starting to call you the people's champion.
But that's the way to be. It's no need for it going on the computer disrespecting people. Yeah. Be a man, be a gentleman, fight and shake hands. Mm-hmm.
Shake hands? Normally they're unconscious when you've finished. As I was saying, Corey, he's got a massive fight record. I mean, he has achieved quite a lot in his career, which is not just boxing. He's been in pro boxing, he's been in MMA. And excuse these bits of paper, but because of Tim the Melon Hague, I've had to redo the questions today. I've got Corey Williams' box record here. His pro record. He's won 4, 2 of those by knockout. He's lost 10, 8 by knockout, and drawn 2. It's quite a high knockout percentage, 8 out of 10 in the losses he's had.
What has been knocked out?
Yeah, he's lost 10 fights at pro, and out of those 10 losses, he was knocked out 8 times, and the other 2 would have been on points.
Did you want to be making it 9?
Can't say fair on that, can you? But that's it. I mean, he has got a massive sort of fake credentials. If I could find the right bit of paper, I'll tell you what they were as well. That's it. Right then, I'm now an expert on Corey Williams. If you're watching, Corey, how you doing, mate? Corey Williams, he's fighting him as Wiz Kid. Fights out of Wyoming in the USA. As I said, he's got a pro record of 4-10-2, an MMA record 34 wins, 9 losses, and BKB record 7 wins, 1 loss. 6'1", which is a nice height for you. I'm not quite sure on his weight. Orthodox, and he's 36 years old. How do you feel about that? Decent match?
Decent time.
He has done quite a lot. He was a college national boxing champion. Hit super heavyweight back in 2002. 2004, he qualified for the National Golden Gloves and was in the Olympic boxing trials for the USA. Something I would love to have done, but I wouldn't have lasted 2 minutes. He was Mike Tyson's sparring partner on a couple of occasions. Sparred with Klitschko. He's fought twice in the UFC, winning 8 titles. King of the Cage when he took a win in China. And something that not a lot of people can say, he actually fought Tommy Morrison. It's a decent name, and if people don't know who Tommy Morrison is, go back to the Rocky films. Played Tommy Gunn, cracking boxer. His first BKB was in Nebraska back in 2007 under K1 rules, and I think that's really where Corey got into it. He's fought quite a lot of MMA bouts. Bare knuckle, is that something you would ever consider?
What's that?
Fighting bare knuckle but in MMA.
To tell you the truth, I've not really been bothered with MMA yet. Yeah. A few people's asked today, but it doesn't really interest us.
I mean, my opinion on it is, if you kick, then it's cheating. It's not exactly boxing, is it? Right then, Michael, I've got quite a few questions from your fans. Quite surprisingly, I didn't get any abusive ones for you. We do when we do this with most other people. I'm making the right knacker of this. I'm on the wrong page. If you give us 1 second. Question from Matthew Kenny. Do you think the World Bare Knuckle Boxing Council is good for the sport?
Do I? They look after the fighters and they make sure they're paid properly.
And I think that's quite a big thing. I mean, as everybody knows, there's a lot of sharks in boxing. Bare knuckle is really no different. Again, another one from Matthew. And before I ask you this question, Craig Amor, I apologise. I'll buy you a whisper. Matthew wants to know, well, as he's put, Michael, what kept you so long in the Craig Amor fight?
Just hit him with some big shots, and tell you the truth, I was shocked when he went down. Thought he was going to get back up, but hit him in the ribs.
I mean, I was ringside for that, and just the noise of it nearly knocked me over. So, sorry, Craig, mate. What can you do? Again, another one from Matthew. I think he likes it. One of the best videos I've ever seen was Tim the Melonhead. Did you have fun making that?
I had a bit of a laugh. We just thought, the team thought we had to make a video to see someone back, because you send loads of videos, put them on Facebook. So just a quick little message of what we're going to do to them.
I think there was a big difference though in the way that sort of you planned that and you did it. That I mean, it was quite comical, but I mean, it wasn't really disrespectful like what he's been doing. So
that's the difference between us and the Canadians.
Do you think that frightened him? Do you think you seen his head like a melon?
Must have, aye.
Just something I've just thought of now. Mate of mine, I think you know him as well, from Wales and Rogues Gallery, Ollie Morris. He's been referring to Tim Haig not as Melonhead but as a jellyfish because he's got no backbone. What do you think?
Well, the lads are all going to start torturing him now because he's asked for it.
He does. Last but not least from Matthew, you want to watch him, I think you've got to stalk him, mate. Where do you train and who is your trainer?
I train at Reps Gym in Wallsend. My trainers Malcolm and Keith Pape, Little John Sears and Paul Charters.
All absolutely cracking lads, some really good talent there, well, just look what you've achieved. One from me, Stu Armstrong, yeah, famous. Michael, what's it like in a BKB second round?
Don't know.
Couldn't resist that one. Couple of questions you had from Andy Lewis. How did you first get into bare knuckle boxing?
Well, I was watching on YouTube. I was watching a few fights when I was a bit younger, and I just thought, I'll give it a go. Had the first one, and now I look back since, really.
Yeah. How long ago was your first one?
Was for Knuckle Promotions for James Quinn.
About 3 or 4 years ago.
Was it 3 or 4 years ago? That?
Well, I think what not a lot of people don't know about Michael, obviously he is the UB Bad heavyweight champion. You're also the Knuckle heavyweight champion, I believe.
Aye, that's the first one I fought.
Yeah. Paul Williams was that?
Paul Williams, aye.
He was now with B Bad as well. He's got more belts than Armani, this lad, I tell you. Again from Arnie Lewis, did Tim Hague ever worry you at all?
Well, it was meant to be the biggest fight of my life. I thought he was going to come to fight. Being in the UFC, he's meant to be a professional athlete. So I thought, even a lot of people thought, oh, probably Michael's going to get beat, but obviously he shocked everyone. He hasn't even turned up. But I'm glad he's done it now, and on the day of the fight, not turn up. So.
Well, I've got to say, there's one of his Facebook friends, I don't know if he knows him personally, from Canada. It's a bloke called Chance. Sorry, I can't remember your second name if you're watching. And all the way through, he's been saying, oh, Tim Hague's going to do this, Tim Hague's going to do that. And he put a post on Facebook last night, in all respect to you, Chance. He said, for the last few weeks, I've been talking absolute shit. Tim Hague's nothing but an embarrassment. And I think that just sums him up, really do.
Sums him up, aye.
And I mean, that's a fellow Canadian, one of his mates. Do you think, if he had showed up, if he kept his minerals about him, do you think he would have tested it? Because, I mean, I don't think he'd been tested yet in BKB.
Being tested, aye, well, what everyone thought, he was meant to be a test, but obviously I was confident, and I would have still done him.
Yeah. I mean, if you weren't tested, I mean, I'll have a go. No, I'm joking. Please don't hurt us. Question in from Dan Chapman. Would you ever come out of bare knuckle boxing and turn pro?
Well, a lot of people have asked us to go pro, but I've got a bare knuckle. I'm on that path now, and I'm on a stay. Money's good, and just trying to see how far I can go.
I mean, I've got no doubt that you go really far in the pro game, but you'd be sort of starting at the bottom and working your way up. But I mean, you're now on at the top of the BKB game. That must be important to you, is it?
Yeah, I'm getting paid more than the pros at the minute. Yeah. You've got to sell, being a pro, you've got to sell 50 tickets before you make out. So, I'm doing okay at the minute.
You're doing better than okay. I'm with a question from Amy Godwin. If you beat Williams, Corey Williams, who will you fight next?
It's meant to be a fight in the UK lined up, but it can't be announced yet.
Yeah. Not until I'm up to full fitness, like. I don't like asking this one. Another one from Amy. If you don't beat Williams, who will you fight next?
Well, no, there's no need to think about that.
Yeah. That's confidence for you. I wish I had 3 hands for this. Oh, we've got another Storky and Amy Godwin. Have you ever fought in pits or bales before, or have you always fought in rings?
No, I fought in the pit or the bales, just in the ring.
What do you think of that? The pit fights and bales and.
I would like to fight in a pit, but obviously B-Bad have went more professional at the shows. It doesn't with the rings. It doesn't look professional with the bales.
I think it'd be quite good, to be honest, because the speed I think matters a lot more in sort of close quarters like that. Steve Sutton, why are you called the Real Deal, and how did you get that name?
Joe Brown named us. That's what I said. Everyone was asking for a name. He named it.
You could have at least made up a funny story. Well, there was this night. No. Steve Sutton again. How old are you, Michael?
24.
I knew that one. Hey. Oh, we've got a question that just came in here from Tim Hague. Oh, Mr. Ferry, sir, I'm really sorry for pulling out. It's because I'm a great big cowardly pudding, and I dropped my arse, and I'm really very afraid. Tim, that's not even a question, mate. That's a statement. Question in from Ian Chappell. You are going, Canadian gentleman. You are going to be fighting our Canadian champion soon. What do you think of Canada, and have you ever been before?
No, I've been, and the Canadians are disrespectful. What I've found out of his fans.
Yeah.
Still a lot of trash talking. They didn't realise.
That's it. They did. I mean, both of his fans, because I mean, he's got two. Well, he's only got one now because Chance doesn't like him anymore. But his one fan did have. They were just as bad. Yeah. Tim Hague used to fight in the UFC. What do you think of UFC and what do you think of MMA? I mean, we've slightly covered that, but
well, there's obviously got to be a top athlete to be in the UFC, but the MMA stuff, I don't really follow it.
Yeah.
Not really a fan.
I don't think you really have to be a top athlete though, because Tim Hague was in the UFC, wasn't he?
Exactly.
Ian Chappell again. I just want to say that as a Canadian, I'm very ashamed of the way that Tim Hague has behaved. Tim has ended up an embarrassment to the Canadian nation.
He has. He's let everyone down.
Yeah.
Because obviously had high hopes from him. He had a lot of fans sticking up. He's going to do this and that, but
yeah,
he's let himself down in the fans.
Do you think, you know, like with all the trash talking, but then it got worse and worse and worse, especially building up the last weekend? Do you think he ever actually was going to go through with this fight, or do you think it was just to try and get his face out there?
Well, a few people say to me a couple of weeks ago, I think he's going to pull out, but I never dreamed of pulling out. I thought, he can't pull out now. Plus the trash talk, I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
But it's when he was getting a bit personal, and that's when it's gone a bit too far.
I think he was going far too far. I mean, at one point last Saturday when I finished work, I thought he was fighting me. I mean, he was slating me all night. And then some of the other fighters, and then even some of the other fighters, I'm not a fighter, but some of the other UB bad fighters, but even one of their mothers, it was just getting out of hand. But I thought he'd turn up until Thursday night. I had a radio interview booked in with him. And all I got was, "Hi, this is Tim Hague. Please leave a message." And I left him a message, but he still didn't ring us back.
Well, he must have knew. Obviously, he knows I'd rather go into a fight, get beat, and then more come out being proud. He's got to hold his head. He can't show his face around that anywhere, could he?
Well, I don't think he can hold his head up high anywhere, to be honest. I mean, I'm not a fighter. I'm a massive fight fan, but to me, you go into a fight, you know, it's pride, respect. It takes a lot of bollocks and balls to get in there, and you do what you do. But that's just like running away from it.
Well, that's the way I am. I'm proud. I've got honour. I'd rather get beat. Yeah. Plus, if you say you're going to fight, you turn up to fight.
Well, that's it. I mean, you've been training massively hard. I mean, I've seen you training, done a few sort of photo shoots, and you know, you can see you've been putting so much into it. But I mean, there's all the sort of promotional team, and I mean, I've been doing work on this since April, and sort of Joe, Jim, they've been working long before then.
It's all the people's time and effort in it.
Yeah.
And plus, a lot of people want to see that fight.
That's it.
It's been built up. There's, you know, obviously he's let everyone down.
Do you fancy a little weekend away on the drink in Canada, and we'll go and find him? Question from Stuart McBurthy, who I think he trains in your gym actually. He says, Michael, when I grow up and I'm a big boy, do you think I'll ever be just like you?
Well, if you keep on going the way you are, probably, son.
Stu's come a long way, I've got to say. Question from Tina Howis. In bare knuckle boxing, do you only fight for Be Bad, or would you ever fight for Raging Bull or one of the other promotions?
Not only fight for Be Bad, loyal to Be Bad.
Yeah. I'm struggling here because I need to remember the change of name. We're actually now UB Bad, and I keep forgetting. Why is that, Michael?
It's just Joe Brown. He's been spot on from the start.
Yeah. And
he looks after us. And the kind of kid I am, if someone shows respect and look after me, I look after them. Yeah. Know what I mean? Yeah, I've got to say, I mean, he's the man with the golden teeth, but he's spot on, Joe. George MacArthur, it's been quite a while since your last fight in February. Do you take time off from training, or do you train all the time? I took a little time off from Craig Amore fight, but I've trained non-stop since. And it has been a while. It was through this the Canadian with Tim Hague fight that I've been not fighting. I've knocked loads of fights back.
That's it.
So
I think you had a gloved fight set up for Team Reps on one of Andy Wells' shows, and that had to be sort of put back later in the year.
A few fights being put back for it. So that's the reason why I've never fought.
I know, I mean, slightly getting off the subject, you've got a cracking glove history in white collar boxing, well, semi-pro boxing as I call it. You've got a fight coming up, well, not long after September. Can you tell me about that?
It's a kid called John Lewis. He beat us when I was a young kid.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a different story now.
I think, I remember going back to a radio interview I did with you, I think, were you 18 then?
I was only young.
Yeah. You feeling confident for that?
Confident, I'm a man now.
I'm not quite sure what to say to that, because he had that terrible glint in his eye again, ladies and gentlemen. If people want to find out more about that, will that be advertised on your Facebook page, or?
Advertised, aye.
Brilliant, we'll get that on BBAD TV, some information as well. Gordon MacArthur again, quite a topical one. What's your opinion on the flying Superman punch debate?
Well, really, my personal opinion, I wouldn't allow it. Because boxing's boxing to me, and you cannot do that in boxing. I fought a kid when he was doing it, but obviously everyone to their own.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I disagree with it. I think that bare knuckle should stick as close as they can to the British Boxing Board of Control, so there's no sort of fake kicks, which is part of it, and there's all kinds of regulations about feet leaving the ground. But I know Billy Martin's coming out to fight Scott Midgley for a world title on the undercard to yourself, and I think that's why the debate's happening. What do you think about that, by the way? The Scott and Billy fight?
I hope it'll be a good fight.
And we've got a question here from Andrew Lewis. Who in the UK do you see as a tough fight for you, and who in the world would you most like to fight? For God's sake, don't say me.
Tough fight? Well, it's a few tough kids out there. Not really going to name anyone. My motto, I don't really name people. Yeah. Like you say, if anyone wants to fight, let's get it on. Do what we have to do.
I don't want to fight you, mate. Don't worry. Question from, well, the same questions came out from two people, Daniel Hugel, aka Poster Boy, and Paul Smith. Out of any professional boxer, living or dead, who would you most like to fight and why?
Well, the professional boxers, I like Tyson. I like his style, he's aggressive. I like the way he goes on in the ring.
Tyson was always my sort of hero, to be honest, and I think your fighting style is very much like him. There's about a 3 foot difference in height, but apart from that...
Aye, aggressive.
How do you think you would have got on with Tyson?
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know if anybody's told you, but we've arranged for Mike Tyson to fight you bare knuckle. No, I'm joking. I mean, Mike, if you're watching by any chance, get in touch. Would you fight Mike bare knuckle?
Well, aye.
What do you think you'd do?
Very confident.
It's that grin that just gets me every time. Question here from Andrew Irvin, who I think you know. Michael, what shampoo do you use, and how long does it take you to do your hair in the morning?
Pantene Pro V.
Apparently it's the love of your hair, according to Andrew, is why you don't like to wear a head guard when sparring. And last but not least, from Paul Charters, can you start and take your time in pounding the lads I bring to spar?
I'll try.
Well, that's come to the end, ladies and gentlemen. Have you got anything else you'd like to say, or any message you want to give to Corey or to Mr. Melonhead?
No, I'll just see you on the 12th.
Great stuff. And it's, everyone knows we've got an absolutely cracking card for you on the 12th. We've got Michael Ferry versus Corey Williams, who are fighting for the transatlantic title. And we've also got Scott Midgley and Billy Martin fighting for transatlantic belt and the world title at middleweight. There's also a Scottish title running, first time in history. Got a Scottish title on the undercard, Billy Burton versus Donald McPhee. Tickets are flying out massively fast. You can check out the website www.bbadtv.com for information on tickets there. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't get a ticket, or even if you're in a different country, you can actually watch live on the Mercury Sport Network, which is www.mercurysportnetwork.tv. And again, if you check out the website, bbad.com, all the information and links to Mercury, links to all of Michael's fights and some cracking videos will be on there as well. We're hoping to get some stuff on there from Corey during the week. So thank you very much. Cheers, Michael.
Bye.